At first glance, Eric "Butterbean" Esch did not look like a fighter who could dominate professional combat sports. His massive frame often made people underestimate him before a fight even began. Fans laughed at his appearance, opponents questioned his athletic ability, and critics dismissed him as a novelty act. However, the moment the opening bell rang, those doubts usually disappeared. Beneath his size was explosive power capable of ending a fight with a single punch. Butterbean built his reputation by overwhelming opponents with relentless pressure and devastating knockout power. Unlike many heavyweights who carefully measured their attacks, he charged forward aggressively, forcing opponents into survival mode from the very beginning. His punches landed with frightening force, and many fighters never recovered once he connected cleanly. Over time, Butterbean transformed from an unlikely attraction into one of the most feared knockout artists in combat sports, earning a reputation that extended far beyond traditional boxing circles. One of the earliest examples of Butterbean's destructive power came when he faced George Clark. On paper, the matchup appeared competitive. Both men were large heavyweights, and many expected a tough battle between two powerful punchers. For the first few moments, Clark looked prepared to stand his ground, but Butterbean quickly introduced him to the weapons that had already destroyed so many opponents: his crushing left hook and thunderous right hand. Less than a minute into the opening round, a powerful shot to the head sent Clark crashing to the canvas. Although he managed to rise, the damage had already been done. Butterbean continued attacking with relentless intensity, targeting both the head and body. Another knockdown followed, and Clark's resistance began fading rapidly. Finally, a devastating combination launched him out of the ring entirely, forcing officials to stop the contest. When Butterbean stepped into the ring against Sean Zegan, many observers believed speed and mobility might give Zegan an advantage. Compared to Butterbean, he appeared lighter, quicker, and more athletic. Unfortunately for Zegan, appearances often meant very little once Butterbean started moving forward. From the opening bell, Butterbean attacked like a man determined to finish the fight immediately. Heavy hooks and straight punches repeatedly found their target as Zegan struggled to create distance. Within minutes, his face showed clear signs of punishment. One eye began swelling, his legs lost stability, and every exchange seemed to favor Butterbean. Despite trying to fight back, Zegan could not slow the assault. Butterbean continued applying pressure until another powerful combination finally forced his opponent to take a knee. Moments later, the fight was over. What was scheduled as a competitive multi-round contest became another demonstration of Butterbean's frightening ability to break down opponents before they could establish any rhythm. On March 4, 2000, Butterbean delivered one of the quickest and most shocking knockouts of his career. His opponent, George Lindberger, entered the fight with confidence and appeared capable of providing a serious challenge. Many expected a lengthy battle between two dangerous heavyweights. Instead, the contest ended almost before it started. As soon as the action began, Butterbean launched one of his trademark left hooks. The punch landed perfectly and immediately changed everything. Lindberger's body shut down as the impact sent him collapsing toward the canvas. Even after attempting to recover, it was obvious that he was no longer fully aware of what had happened. Officials quickly recognized the situation and stopped the contest. The entire fight lasted only 19 seconds. Fans inside the arena were stunned by how quickly the outcome unfolded. One of Butterbean's most famous opponents was Peter McNeely, a fighter known for his fearless style and previous bout against Mike Tyson. Many believed McNeely's experience and toughness would create a memorable war inside the ring. The atmosphere was electric as both heavyweights prepared for battle. From the opening bell, however, Butterbean showed exactly why he had become such a feared attraction. He pressured McNeely constantly, landing combinations to the head and body while forcing him backward. McNeely attempted to respond with aggressive attacks of his own, but Butterbean's power gradually took control of the fight. As the round progressed, every clean punch visibly affected McNeely. His head snapped back from powerful shots, and his ability to defend himself weakened with each exchange. Near the end of the round, Butterbean unleashed another barrage that left officials no choice but to stop the contest, securing yet another impressive victory. By 1999, Butterbean had already built a reputation as one of the most dangerous first-round fighters in combat sports. However, even his biggest supporters could not have predicted what happened when he faced James Baker. Before the fight, Baker appeared confident and energetic, believing he could withstand Butterbean's pressure and perhaps pull off an upset. The confidence lasted only a few seconds. From the opening bell, Butterbean stormed forward with the aggression that had become his trademark. Baker barely had time to establish his footing before Butterbean launched a crushing punch that landed cleanly. The impact instantly changed the fight. Baker collapsed to the canvas, and it was obvious that he was in no condition to continue. The referee immediately began the count, but there was little doubt about the outcome. The contest ended in just 18 seconds, making it one of the fastest victories of Butterbean's career and another reminder of his incredible one-punch knockout power. While Butterbean earned most of his fame in boxing, he also proved that his power could translate into other combat sports. One of the most memorable examples came when he faced James Thompson in a steel cage fight. Thompson was larger, younger, and considered a dangerous opponent capable of testing Butterbean's abilities. Many fans wondered whether Butterbean's boxing-based style would work inside a cage where different rules and techniques came into play. The answer arrived almost immediately. Both fighters entered cautiously, aware that a single mistake could end the contest. Then Butterbean unleashed a massive overhand right that connected perfectly. Thompson's body reacted instantly as he crashed to the ground. Although he attempted to continue, it became clear that the fight had effectively ended the moment the punch landed. The crowd erupted as Butterbean celebrated another spectacular finish, proving that devastating knockout power remains dangerous regardless of the combat sport or environment. Among the many fighters who faced Butterbean, Peter Graham provided one of the toughest challenges. Graham entered the contest with experience, confidence, and the physical tools needed to compete against larger opponents. Unlike many previous challengers, he understood the danger Butterbean represented and tried to maintain distance during the early moments of the fight. For much of the opening round, Graham avoided major damage while searching for opportunities to counter. In fact, he even landed a significant punch that briefly caught Butterbean's attention. However, surviving against Butterbean often meant dealing with constant pressure. As the fight continued, Butterbean's aggression increased. He pushed forward relentlessly, cutting off space and forcing exchanges. Eventually, his power began taking a visible toll on Graham. Heavy combinations weakened his resistance, and a devastating shot finally sent him crashing to the canvas. Even late in his career, Butterbean remained a frightening knockout artist. In 2009, he entered a mixed martial arts contest against Bo Lam Moon. Unlike traditional boxing opponents, Moon attempted to use movement and kicking techniques to keep Butterbean at a distance. Early in the fight, the strategy seemed reasonable. Moon circled around the ring and tried to avoid direct exchanges. Yet everyone knew the danger remained the same. Butterbean needed only one clean opening. As the action unfolded, Butterbean suddenly closed the distance and began chasing his opponent aggressively. The pressure forced Moon into defensive mode, and within moments the opportunity appeared. Butterbean launched a powerful punch that landed flush. The effect was immediate. Moon collapsed, and the contest ended almost instantly. The victory demonstrated that despite competing under different rules, Butterbean's greatest weapon remained unchanged. His ability to generate extraordinary power from a single punch continued making him one of combat sport's most unique attractions. Looking back at Butterbean's career, it becomes clear that his success was built on much more than his unusual appearance. While many people initially underestimated him because of his size, he consistently proved that determination, power, and confidence could overcome expectations. Throughout his career, he delivered countless memorable knockouts, defeated experienced opponents, and entertained fans with an aggressive style that rarely produced boring fights. Whether competing in boxing, kickboxing, professional wrestling, or mixed martial arts, Butterbean remained committed to giving audiences excitement. His willingness to charge forward and seek dramatic finishes made him a fan favorite around the world. More importantly, he demonstrated that greatness in combat sports does not always come in a traditional package.